Selina Kyle has a lot to hide, but it all depends on whether you're asking the right question or not. I'm Stan, and welcome to Detail Comics, where we go over comics in detail. This is going to be an irate review where we're talking about Batman number 66 from Tom King. And after we got the Price crossover series from Joshua Williamson, which took up issues 64 and 65, we are back into the Nightmares storyline, and we are dealing with the depths of Bruce Wayne's psyche. And when he fails as a detective, who does he call in to get some answers? It has to be Vic Sage. So let's dive in and see what the interrogation of Selina Kyle really tells us about this storyline. With the conclusion of The Price, the four-part crossover between The Flash and Batman written by Joshua Williamson, we're now back to Tom King's main storyline, which is dealing with nightmares. We find that Batman is currently trapped inside his own psyche and has been going up against various different aspects of his own personality, either hiding as his son in plain sight, going up against various villains, and questioning his own existence or how he can possibly escape from these various situations. And as we kind of get into this next portion, he's starting to deal with a little bit more of his emotional trauma. When it comes to this, he can't necessarily find the answers himself. So who does the world's greatest detective turn to when he doesn't necessarily get the answers to the questions that he's asking? Vic Sage, the question himself. So Batman, stepping outside himself, conjures up this kind of mental image of the question as he goes through these different scenes and scenarios, asking his memories of Selina Kyle, trying to investigate inside his own mind to figure out exactly what's going on, and Selina provides her own commentary. Whether this is Selina or not, most likely this is just a manifestation of his internal psyche and his idea, his imagery of Selina based on what she's told him trying to reach back into these things. We find that it actually canonizes a bit of Batman Year One, where he's walking around these desolate streets and Selina jumps out the window and they have a fight. These are all things that Batman knows. He's trying to find the truth. He's trying to understand why he is currently here, why he's so weak, why he can't make his way out of this. And Vic Sage, the question, is the man that's going to get the answers. And one of the questions that he has is, where did they actually really meet? Because Batman believes that it's on a boat. Selina believes that it was during Year One. Is he a liar? Is Selina Kyle a liar? Who knows where these things are going and which is canon, which one isn't? When did everything start? In reality, we get to replay some classic scenes that Selina Kyle narrates over, where she's breaking into a museum. It was a setup from Two-Face as he shoots Batman in the chest. But in reality, it was a setup for Two-Face from Batman and Catwoman. They teamed up together. She'd been contacted by Two-Face, immediately went to the Bat, and they figured out this plot to bring Two-Face down based on both of their expertise. And at that point in time, they started working together. It became fairly regular. She was convinced that she wasn't all good, and he was convinced that he wasn't anything but good. But as they danced to this tune, they found other people, broke other people's hearts, but always found their way back to each other through the time. Until she left a note, and that's her defense. She left a note, she explained herself, and the question's just like, yeah, I read the note too, made me cry, and it made her cry too. But in reality, Batman, what is Batman? He's not like Superman or Wonder Woman. Those are gods, the Kryptonian that has powers beyond anybody's understanding. Wonder Woman, who has an inherited right from the power of Zeus. Who is Batman? He's just a man, and all he has is his singular vow, his one dedication. I swear by the spirit of my parents to avenge their deaths by warring on all criminals, according to the writings of Tom King. And we see him dive into desolate situations, lying bloody on the floor. He stands up and faces down his enemies in both times. The image of Selina Kyle inside his mind even shows the adoration. She's good at this game. She's good at punching and fighting, but he's the best. How does he become the best? It's because only he can become Batman and be the Batman. That's the only reason that he's as good as he is. He has taken and traded everything in his life to create this persona, to create this level of excellence that has made him who he is. Everything that makes him Batman is everything that he turns his back on and puts on the back burner. So the assumption that comes from Vic Sage, as well as the one that we've seen a number of different people make, from the Joker to Selina Kyle in the past, is that so he can't be happy and be Batman at the same time. He's Batman because he is Batman. That is the only thing that he can be and only knows how to be. And when Vic doesn't believe her, Selina obviously doesn't care, because again, this conversation is two different aspects of Bruce Wayne's psyche, Batman's psyche, trying to battle itself out to come up with an understanding as to why this situation happens. And as Vic gets a little bit more aggressive, he starts yelling, and Selina's like, why are you yelling? It's like, I'm angry, I'm upset. When you get upset, you yell. He is not a mouse to toy with and kill. He is not somebody that you play with. Selina's just like, I wrote a note. Read the note. He read the note. He knows what it says, but he has to find the answers. He needs to know the reason. And the reason, the question is actually why. Why does he need to know the reason? And that's the real crux of things. Why does he need to know? Why does he need more understanding than what can be provided inside the note? And Vic Sage starts talking about a story regarding 3 people. One that says that the flag's moving, one that says that the wind is moving, and the other that says your mind is moving. He's trapped. Batman is trapped in a series of nightmares, and he's trying to get out of this. And the answer, the solution that he came up with in this moment, is to create the question. Vic Sage, another person that he knows can handle this kind of mystery and take it down, and try to put him into his own psyche and do what he would do instead of the Batman. Maybe he's missing something because he's Bruce Wayne. And Selina's just putting up roadblocks because, well, again, it's another aspect of Bruce Wayne just determining things. And as Vic is finishing up his line of questioning, he just lays it out on the line. You explained that you loved him. You left him so he could be a superhero, and here they are, this family around him fallen, people shot, no longer who they were, and you left Batman unprepared. So you tell me, Selina, you know him better than anybody. If this was your reason, you left him so that he could be strong, why the hell is he so damn weak? Silence before we get the last closing line of Batman number 66, which is, okay, I lied. So when we take a look back at the story by Tom King with, art by Jorge Fornes, it's a really cool homage to a very different style of art. It really harkens back to the Year One storyline, and there's a great impersonation that's being done that really ages these characters well and throws them into a bit more nostalgic kind of setting, and I really appreciate that. And the storytelling from Tom King's side shows some re-emphasis on earlier statements that he's made inside the Batman run when we're talking about the history of the meeting between Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne, when we're talking about the actual relationship and how things move forward, and we're trying to uncover the reasons why she left besides just what's obvious and what's inside the note. And the question is this Bruce Wayne just rationalizing the departure of Selina Kyle when we get the final statement, okay, I lied? Is that him coming to terms or trying to figure out that maybe she didn't necessarily love him the way that he thought so, and it's his attempt to overcome things? Or is there some deeper meaning? We're going to have to wait until further issues to see exactly how that plays out, but I can't really fault any of the art style. I really like this throwback compared to the very crisp and clean covers, as well as a few different artists that have worked on the book. I really like this kind of nostalgic, almost pulpy, real art style that goes along with this issue, and I can't wait to see what comes up in the future. But overall, I'd say that Batman number 66, after the 4-part crossover, is a really fresh return to the Nightmares storyline, and it makes it a little bit more palatable compared to some of the other previous issues. But I want to know what you guys think, so hit me up in the comments down below and we can start that conversation. As always, if you like what you see, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe so that way you can get more comic book news, reviews, recaps, and more.